Dive into our first topic, guys. It's brought to you by FanDuel. Fridays already feel different during basketball season, and FanDuel is making them even better every Friday night before the games tip off. FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame, a limited-time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern Time. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. We'll talk about the Cavs and Cleveland turning the corner and whether or not you're believing them improve or believing in their improved play in a sec. But we start with a little Browns-Bengals action this weekend. It's Week 18. Neither team's playing for anything. And there are two things that I know Browns fans are looking for. And I wanted to ask you guys what you guys think fans are more excited for this Sunday. If they can only pick one, do you think fans would rather see Shedeur Sanders play an awesome game or Myles Garrett set the sack record against Joe Burrow on the Bengals? I have a poll up. We put this on our community tab. I'll give you the fans' actual results. But Jason and Dustin, what do you think fans would rather see on Sunday?
I don't think it's even close.
I don't either.
Myles sack record.
See, I went the other way.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead. You first.
One of you guys is right.
Well,
And one of you guys is wrong.
Oh, I would hope so.
I went the other way. Go ahead.
I just think that there's so much, like, the last couple games this past weekend against Pittsburgh, the prior week, like, against Buffalo, like, we've been waiting for him to break this record.
Yeah.
And now, like, there was so much time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's got 2 more weeks. It's
Right.
going to be fine. Well, all of a sudden, the time is here.
It's here.
And if he doesn't get it, like, dude, it's going to be super – I'm going to be on eggshells the second half of this game if he doesn't have a sack in the first half. Like, I pray that he gets it out of the way early.
Yeah.
So that we can all just kind of relax, because I want to see him break it so bad.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm completely wrong. Like, maybe it's all the Shedeurians out there that
Right.
really want to see Shedeur play well in this meaningless game
Yeah.
at the end of the year. But I don't. I'd rather see Myles.
See, here's where I go the other way. I know everybody thinks like I hate Shedeur. I don't. I actually really like him. I've said that 100 times. I think he's a very likable young man. I just don't think he's been very good. But you say like we've been saying, Myles has time. He's got time. Well, I think he's out of time. It's too late. Like, it was last week, because now if he breaks it, it's going to come with the asterisks, and now you're going to hear all about
Because he did the 17th game.
Because he needed the 17th game to do it. Strahan said it in 16. Watt tied it in 15. Myles needed a 17th game to do it, so it doesn't count. It's fraud. Like, it just is what it is. And plus, this has been such a lost season that it's time to look forward and stop worrying about now. So I think fans would much rather see this season go out on a note of the quarterback. I think Mike put in the rundown 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, fans held on to Deshaun's second half against Baltimore for 12 months. Can you imagine if Shedeur ends the season with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, what that would mean for fans going into the offseason?
Sure, but in terms of, like, something that is going to actually matter, people will look back at this game 20 years from now and remember that Myles Garrett broke the sack record. Like, there's something significant about that, as opposed to Shedeur Sanders may never be the franchise quarterback ever. He may. What if they get a new coach and a new GM and they move him out of here?
I hear
you,
but
I'm not saying they're going to.
The question was the fans. What would fans rather see? I think fans would rather see Shedeur.
I want to give fans. Maybe I'm giving fans too much credit.
I think you are.
By thinking they're smart. Because the one that matters is Myles. You know, he's had such a great season that if he doesn't break this record, I think we'll forget how great the season was for him.
Do you think ownership has made up its mind on whether Shedeur is the quarterback next year or not?
No. How could they?
I agree, which is why they need all the data points that they can get, which is why if he goes out and balls out Sunday, it's a meaningless game, Week 18, against 2 teams not going anywhere, but it's more data points. And if he plays, like, exceptionally well, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but we'll talk about it next week, but I reached out to the advanced stat guy that I use most and, like, said, okay, why are his numbers so bad? Why are his advanced metrics so bad? And he really dug into them, and it really came down to like 3 main factors. It was really interesting. I don't want to get too deep into it now. We're going to wait. We'll do it next week. Let him play this game out, get the numbers from this game, and then we can really lay out this is what he did well. And there are a couple things. I said, find me a couple things that he does really well, and there are a couple. And then find me why the number is so bad. Why? Because I saw a clip of Leroy the other day saying like
the eye test and the numbers to him don't match.
Yeah. And I think I can help start to explain why a little bit next week on why that is. So that's just a little bit of a teaser there on because I do think it's a fascinating conversation. But if you don't have your mind made up on who the quarterback is for next year, you need we know Myles is great. We know he's phenomenal. And frankly, if he gets the sack record, if he does or doesn't next week, who's to say he doesn't break it next year?
Yeah,
and do it in 16 games or without needing the extra games. So I just think for the future of the organization, I think there's more at stake on the Shedeur side than there is on the Myles side. It'd be cool if he gets the record. Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be one shiny object to come out of what's been a horrible season. I just think for future planning, it's better if it's Shedeur. But it may not make any. He could play great. It still wouldn't have any impact on what they do next year.
In terms of what's more important for like fans, I think it's Shedeur because it's going to be, especially if he plays an exceptional game. Let's just use 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And
even we talk about the numbers. The numbers don't always matter. He can play awesome and only have 1 touchdown because they run him in from the 1 yard line.
Right.
But if he plays an awesome game, it is going to go a long way in a sports talk culture because it's always what he's done for me recently, right? Like
100%.
Against Carolina in the preseason played well, and that was the only thing that mattered until the Rams game, and he did not play well against the Rams. And the Rams thing was the only game that mattered because it was the most recent and latest data point. If he comes out and has his best game of his 7 starts in his final start, I do think it's going to lend a lot of momentum towards we can build off this. If he doesn't play well, then it goes in the opposite direction. So what's more important? I think it's for Shedeur. What do I think fans want to see? I think because this season's been such a catastrophe, and I haven't even looked at the results yet, so we're going to do it. When Zach gets in, I'll give you the results. I honestly do not know which way the fans are leaning in this one. I think not the silent minority, but the loud minority are the Shedeur fans. They're here for Shedeur, not necessarily Browns fans.
Right.
I think Browns fans, true diehard, last 30, 40, 50 years Browns fans, would rather see a record. It's been such a miserable season that they can hold their hat on, hey, even in this misery, Myles did something that's never happened. 17 games be damned. I thought Bull made a really good point earlier in the week that the only people who will care about the asterisks on it are Steelers fans and people trying to defend TJ Watt.
Yeah.
In general,
I don't know.
you
if
break
that's
the record,
true.
you break the record. So I think most
true.
Browns fans, and we'll get the results in about 5 minutes. I'll read you the results. I think most actual Browns fans would rather see Myles break the sack record and start, or at least put a stamp on this season of, yeah, it sucked, but we have that. We have this that will go down in the record books for the rest of the time.
I don't know. It's an interesting debate. I still think it's Shedeur, but I don't agree with only people are going to care as Steelers fans. Like history is going to show he needed 17 games to do it. The other guy did it in 16.
Yeah, but
the fact that it came in the record breaker came in the 17th game.
I just also think that the only thing constants change.
Yeah.
In life, right? We've had more baseball plays more games, basketball plays more games. Basketball didn't have a 3-point line back in the day. Now it does.
Right.
The NFL was, obviously the passing has changed with the penalties, and it's become more so. The game's ever evolving, and I just don't think people will look back and be like, man, our 17th, because I don't know, maybe for next year, maybe for now, maybe in the short term. I just don't think because by the way, we're going to 18.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, but you mentioned baseball. That was a big thing with the home run record
and stuff, yeah.
with Roger Maris. He did 144 games. He set the mark at 144, and now it's 162, and how much of a difference that makes. So it does come up. It's not just Steelers fans. It will be a talking point. But you're right. It's going to 18 games, and who knows beyond that.
By the way, didn't they, for a while, didn't keep sacks?
Right. So, yeah, 79 79,
Maybe it came in 80 was officially a stat.
I thought it was
I'll double check.
70.
But
I think it
1980.
was sometime in the 70s because there was a Browns player that had 23.
I mean, were they keeping
before they
sacks
became
like when
official.
the Purple People Eaters were out? I don't even think they were.
No, that would be an interesting case study.
In 82, by the way.
82? I thought it was
When
the
became
70s.
an official NFL statistic.
Who's the unofficial? I know it's a Browns player with 23.
Give me one sec.
Look on NFL Reference. It's got it there. It's got the official record and the unofficial. I can't believe I'm blanking on who had the record with 23.
Al Bubba Baker.
Al Bubba Baker. Yeah.
In 78.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it have really helped?
Who makes great ribs, by the way.
Was it Matthews that would have helped out if they kept stats on him?
Probably. Oh, for sure.
For his Hall of Fame
Yeah,
case.
for his Hall of
yeah.
Fame case. Yeah. But you bring up an interesting point on if a historian would went through and if there's game footage of all the Purple People Eater games, go through and watch all those Vikings games.
Like how many sacks they really have.
And chart who had what. I don't know because they didn't really throw it as much then. But
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's one of those deals where you can live in the past and be like, oh, it doesn't count or whatever. But I don't know. We're counting the passing stats for these guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally unrelated to nothing. This just fell in my head.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you seen the Elway thing on Netflix?
No.
It's pretty good.
Worth it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it was just
What is it?
his career trajectory from Stanford to the Broncos.
Just the documentary?
Just a doc on him.
One episode? Like 90 minutes?
Yeah, like 110 minutes,
Okay.
I think. No, not that long. Yeah, probably about 90, 100 minutes.
I feel like I saw a clip from it on Instagram when I was doing my doom scroll.
I didn't realize the beef between Elway and Terry Bradshaw.
Didn't know there was a beef there.
Like Bradshaw just lit him up for not wanting to go to Baltimore. And Bradshaw's like, who do you think you are? Like, you go where the draft. It was just really interesting. Just as we're talking about quarterbacks and sacks and everything else, it popped in my head as I was laying on the couch for 3 days.
Bradshaw's an interesting guy, dude. Like,
He's not afraid to speak his mind.
Didn't someone say like that he's never met like Tomlin or something?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't go back.
He has like no relationship with the current team.
That's wild.
I had the poll results. We're going to bring Zach out.
Okay.
Over 700 votes on this. 64% said they'd rather see Myles set the sack record than Shedeur play.
I'm
so
shocked
the
by
fans
that.
voted
shocked.
for Myles. We have Zach Jackson joining us now. Zach is going to stick with